So our first question is, you manage the support team at a rapidly growing company. Customers and support technicians needs a better experience when logging and responding to support requests. You need more visibility into what the support technicians are doing every week. You need to recommend the tools to help a company's need. So which tool should you recommend? To answer, drag the appropriate tool to the correct requirement. Each tool may be used once, more than once, and not at all. So this is our requirement and this is tool given. So first one is, customer must be able to submit support request by using a website. So for this requirement, we prefer Power BI. So Power BI is tool use the customer to submit the request by using a website. Second one is, support request must be created and stored. So common data service is used to create and store. Third is, support technician must be notified when the new support request is entered. We prefer for Microsoft Flow tool. Next is, support technician must be able to enter a status report for work completion during the previous week by using a mobile app. So app, we use a Power App because Power App used as a mobile and desktop both. So this is tool used for this requirement. So our next question is, a large retail company implements Power App, Microsoft Flow and the Common Data Service. A board of directors is asking whether the users are finding value in the technology. The company would like to measure and report uses of the software. So you need to recommend a tool to determine the software uses. What should you recommend? We have four options: Microsoft Intune, Azure Stream Analytics, Power Platform Analytics, Dynamic 365 Product Insight. So we use Power Platform Analytics to measure and report the uses of the software. So option C is the correct answer of this question. So our next question is, you create a user owned custom entity by using common data service. For each of the following statements, select yes if a statement is true. Otherwise, select no. Note, each correct section is worth 1 point. So our first statement is, you can change the entity ownership from user to organized owned. So our answer is no. We can't change the entity ownership. Next is, you can create a business rule for a custom entity that can be used in a flow. Yeah, of course, we can create a business rule for a custom entity. So this is a correct answer. Our next question is, a company uses Power App. You need to perform administrative tasks for the company. Which admin centers should you use? To answer, drag the appropriate admin center to the correct requirement. Each admin center may be used once or more than once or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between the panels and scroll to view the content. So first requirement is, create a user accounts for Power App. So we recommend Azure Active Directory is used to create the user account for the Power App. Next is, assign the environment maker role to a user. So we recommend Power App Admin Center. So this is the correct answer. So our next question is, a company uses Dynamic 365 Sales. The company uses a browser-based app named Sales Hub. You need to ensure that users can access data from mobile devices. So which app should user install. We have four options: Dynamic 365 Remote Assist, Dynamic 365 Finance, Dynamic 365 Business Central, and last one is Dynamic 365 for phones. So we need to recommend as a mobile device. So we are going to option D. So option D is the correct answer, Dynamic 365 for phones. So our next question is, you have version 1.0.0 of published Power Apps app. You create and publish version 2.0.0 of the app. A customer goes through the process of restoring the previous app of the apps. So how many versions of the app are displayed in the version table of the app? To answer, select the appropriate option in the answer area. You will see the version of the app is 0, 1 and 2. So our recommend is to restoring the previous version of the app, and we have latest one is 2.0.0. So our answer is 2. Version 2 is the correct answer of this question. So next is the, you have a Power Apps app. You create a new version of the app and then publish the new version. A customer goes through the process of restoring the previous version of the app. In the version tab for the app, you will see the two version of the tab. So here we have four option 1, 3, 4, or no change is needed. So you remember, like restoring a Canvas app to a previous version in a Power App, we need a three process. First, you need to open the powerapp.com and then click the tab app in a left navigation bar. Second one is near the right is click or top then info icon of the Power App where you want to restore, and third one is the click on tab, the version tab, then the click on restore of the version that you want to restore. So total we have three three steps. So next question is, you need to implement Microsoft business applications along with the Microsoft Power Platform. Which three Microsoft products are parts of Power Platform? So we need to figure out three options which are used as a Power Platform. So we have here we given five options. First is the Microsoft Power App. Second is Azure Active Directory, Microsoft Flow, Azure Machine Learning, and Microsoft Power BI. So our need is to install Microsoft Business Application along with the Microsoft Power Platform. So we use Microsoft Power App first. Second one is Microsoft Flow we use, and Microsoft Power BI. These three products are a parts of Power Platform. So a distribution company has multiple warehouses. Tax rates charged on sales orders need to be calculated based on locality and region. You need to recommend a cost effective solution that can be implemented quickly. So what should you recommend? We have five options. First one is check app source for a text add-on. Second one is create alerts in Dynamic 365 Finance for text table changes. Third one is implement the common data model. Fourth is run a Power BI report. And fifth is write a script and code tax update. So here we need to recommend a cost effective solution. So whenever tax rates changed on the sales order, it's need to be calculated on a based on the locality and region. So we recommend option B, which is create alert in a Dynamic 365 Finance for a text table change. So this is a cost effective solution for us. So this is correct answer. So our next question is, a manufacturing company is evaluating AI builder. You need to select AI builder models to address specific requirements. Which model types should you use? To answer, drag an appropriate model type to correct requirement. Each model type may be used once, more than once, and not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between the panels and scroll to view the content. So first requirement is identify a products without labels or serial number. So we recommend object detection model type. So object detection model type is used to identify the product without label or serial number. Next requirement is identify customer who might not pay their invoice on time. So this is used for a prediction. So prediction model type work like that. It's identify the customer who might not pay their invoice on that time. So our next question is you create a business rule on contact entity to enforce the requirements that user must enter either a telephone number, fax number or email when creating a new record. A company decided to remove fax number from the condition. You need to update the business rule. So what are two ways of archive the goal? We have five options. First one is save a copy of rule and change the condition. Second one is deactivate and delete the original rule. Third is deactivate the business rule and change the condition. Fourth is take the snapshot of business rule and change the condition. And fifth one is change the condition and archive the change. So our correct answer is A and D. So A is a save a copy of rules and change the condition. This is recommend. And next is take a snapshot of the business rule and change the condition. So our correct answer is A and D for this question. Next question is a bank uses Power Platform apps and flows to support a business process. The company would like to use historical client data to predict whether the client's loan application is likely to be approved or rejected. You need to use AI Builder to implement the solution. Which four actions should you perform in a sequence? To answer, move the appropriate actions from the list of the action to the answer area and arrange them in a correct order. So we have five options there. We need to arrange them. Let's arrange it. First is the publish the model, second is the export data into a AI builder, third is train the model, import the data into the common data service and use the model in a Power Apps and Microsoft. So our requirement is a bank user Power Platform apps and flows the support business process. The company would like to historical client data to predict whether the client's loan is application is likely to approved or reject. So first step is this one. Import the data into the common data service. Second one is train the model. Third one is publish the model. And fourth is use the model in a Power App and Microsoft Flow. So this is our correct order for this question. So our next question is a customer is creating an app in a Power Apps and need to automatically synchronize data from an external source. The coworker is unable to locate a suitable Microsoft approved connector template in a app source. So you need to recommend a solution for a coworker. What should you recommend? We have five options. First one is create a custom connector. Second one, ask the outside source to send you the data once a week. Third one is use Microsoft Flow to connect to the database. Fourth is open a ticket with a Microsoft and request a new connector. And fifth one is use Microsoft Azure Service Bus. So our requirement is to need automatically synchronized data from external source. So this is a key point. So our correct answer is option A. We need to create a custom connector which helps to get automatically synchronized data. So next question is, a company plans to implement solution that use common data service as a data storage. You need to recommend features to meet the company's need. Which feature should you recommend? To answer, drag the appropriate feature to correct requirement. Each feature may be used once, more than once, and not at all. So our first requirement is validate data across multiple fields and entities regardless of app used to create data. So this requirement we recommend business rule. Next requirement is create a visual guide to ensure that users enters data and perform tasks in a consistent manner. So consistent manner. We follow the business process flow. It's work as a consistent manner. Next is requirement accelerate development by using a standard set of entities for most common scenario. So this requirement fulfill common data models feature is used to accelerate development by using the standard set of entities for a common data scenario. So this is the answer. You are a regional sales manager for a large internet retailer. You create a series of Power BI reports and dashboard to help sales associates to be productive and increase sales. So sales are not increasing as expected. So you need to recommend if the new reports are being used and send email to the sales associate to provide the guidance on how to use the report and dashboards. So which feature should you use? To answer, select the appropriate option in the answer area. So our first requirement is send an email to the sales associates on predetermined schedule. So we have four options: subscribe, share, favorite and publisher. So I think is subscribed. If we subscribe, then it's automatically send an email to the sales associates on the predetermined schedule, like a YouTube. If you subscribe, you also notify any new video coming. So our next is quantify the adoption uses from the sales associates. So we have four options: explore, favorite, uses matrix, and performance inspector. So quantify the adoption uses from the sales associate. So our correct answer is uses matrix is a correct option. So a company plans to display support call metrics on a screen that is visible to all call center staff. You need to recommend a solution to meet the company's requirement. So what should you recommend? So our first requirement to display a chart with incoming call versus wait time and pin the chart to a dashboard. In this scenario, tile component is used or we recommend. Next question is send a specific user a notification when the number of customer supports call waiting is over 20 minutes. In this scenario, we'll recommend alert component. Next is display metrics from different data sets that have related data. In this scenario, we recommend tree map component. So this is a correct answer. My next question. You are a sales representative. You create a Power BI report to visualize data from a Microsoft Excel workbook. Users need to able to view and share the report. So which two actions should you perform? So our recommendation is user need to view and also able to share the report. So we have four options. First one is pin the report to a dashboard. Of course, this is correct. Next is export the data. Uh, Third is publish the dashboard. And last one is share the dashboard. So our recommendation is share the report. So also this answer is correct. Share the dashboard. A and D is correct option for this question. So our next question. A company is using Power BI to build a visualization. The company's IT support team need to know when to install Power BI desktop on user computer and where the Power BI service will suffice to perform the task. You need to recommend the solution for the company. So there are some requirements, and in this question we have three tools. First one is Power BI service only, Power BI desktop only, and Power BI service and Power BI desktop both option. So our first requirement, create a dashboard. When you want to create a dashboard at that time, you need Power BI service only. For create a report, so to create a report, we can use both Power BI service and desktop both. Next is create a calculated column. So for calculated column, we use Power BI desktop only. And next is configure security. So for configuring the security, we are able to use both the Power BI desktop and service. And the last one is configure sharing. So configure sharing, we use Power BI service only. So this option we use for configure the sharing. That's all for this question. So in this slide, there are three different sectors which already discussed in a previous question: Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and both. So Power BI desktop, we can use many data sources, transforming the data, shaping and modeling, measures. We can calculate the columns, Python, themes, and RLS creation. And when we talk about the Power BI service, so Power BI service is recommended for some data sources, dashboards, apps, workspace. Also, we can share the data and data flow creation by Power BI services, mm, paginated the report, RLS management, and gateway connection. When we talk about both Power BI desktop and Power BI service, so both are used to report visualization. Both are security, provide security. Power BI desktop and service both have the security feature to provide the filters, bookmark, QA, question answer, and R visuals. So this is for understanding. So our next question is, you are a district manager for a large retailer company. You want to provide sales managers with a deeper sales insight to ensure that they can make more informed decisions for their stores. A store manager must be able to view data in real time. You need to create and share the Power BI dashboard that can be used by a store manager. So, which tools you can recommend? So, our first requirement is create a Power BI dashboard that contain a single store's sale information. So, for creating a single store sales information, so we can recommend Power BI desktop only. And next requirement is share that dashboard with your retail manager. So for sharing purpose, we can use both Power BI dashboard and service both. So our next question is, a company uses Microsoft Excel workbook to store consolidated sales data. Workbooks are stored on OneDrive for Business. Match each Power BI feature to its requirement. So our first requirement is Enable user-friendly reporting on phones. So we can recommend for phone mobile app feature. Next is use natural language to query and aggregate data. So for query, we can recommend quick question and answer. Thank you all for your support. Thanks a lot. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you want any specific topic, please comment in a comment box. Thank you again. Bye.